Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know on the channel, I like to dive into the story of Call of Duty. I think it's one of the things we do best around here. And today is no different. Recently, the new raid was added into Modern Warfare 2, and with it, we saw the return of a character from Modern Warfare 2019, Alex, or as we found him to be, named Alex Keller. And this left me with one big question, specifically a character who we never saw return in Modern Warfare 2, but was a huge part of the predecessor. And that is, of course, Hadir Karim. And I thought he hadn't returned until I looked at all of the Spec Ops intel. And you'll see what I mean as we dive through this. But based off of this, I have a feeling that the return of Hadir Karim is definitely imminent and going to be a large part of both Al-Qatala and the story of Modern Warfare 2 moving forward. You'll see what I mean throughout this video. And of course, if you disagree with this small minute evidence that I did find, you can let me know down in the comments, but I think you'll agree that by the end of the video, the return of Hadir is definitely imminent. That's what we're going to be diving into throughout the rest of this video. But first, let me tell you about today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by something I use every single day and friend of the channel, the Ridge wallet. Now, if you don't know what the Ridge wallet is, essentially it is a small, compact wallet that can fit up to 12 different cards, and you can use it simply by pushing down on the bottom. Your card pops up the top. It is very, very easy to use. On top of that, on the back side of it, you can either use a money clip or a band to keep your money in place. Personally, my favorite thing about this is it's small and compact. No longer are the days of those bulky wallets walking around in your pocket. Annoying to use, hard to find your cards. The Ridge wallet is much more simple, much more sleek, much more compact. And on top of that, it comes in a wide variety of different colors, which you can go to their website, check them out, and find something that matches your personality well. But on top of that, that is not the only thing that Ridge has. They also have something called the Ridge key case. Again, another thing that I use every single day is their key case. Instead of carrying around a bundle of keys that make loud noises as you walk around, the key case keeps them all in one place. Same thing, push down on the bottom, your keys come out the top, and just like that, you can find your keys very simply. And again, that comes in a variety of colors, but on top of that, Ridge is so confident in their product that you can give them a test drive for 99 days, and if you're not completely satisfied, you can get your money back. And on top of that, they are currently running a promotion where if you click the link down below and at checkout use my code INK, you can save yourself 10% on your order, which is a sweet, sweet deal. So get yourself a wallet, get yourself a key case. I use mine every single day. Click that link down below, use code INK at checkout, and thank you, Ridge, for sponsoring the video. So we're going to start out by looking at the intel here. This was sent to me by Geeky Pastimes. His channel will be linked down in the description, and someone in his Discord by the name of Berg. I tried to get all of the intel. My game bugged out. I wasn't able to get all of the intel, and I still can't get any of the intel for some reason. But if we look at the first piece here, it kind of just sets the picture as to what is going on within what I believe is Urzikstan. Written in Arabic, the note says this: Mother, I want you to know I am safe for now, though this may be the last time you hear from me. This morning, the killers arrived. They came with weapons and anger. They took us from our homes and gave them to soldiers. The home Papa built for us now houses those monsters. I was able to escape, but my Kamal was taken. God only knows what they've done with him. You will worry for me, and I would be a fool to tell you otherwise. Please know that I have not given up. I still have hope. From Amal. Now, based off of this, we know that this takes place in Urzikstan and some sort of soldiers are invading the house. At this point, we don't know whether these soldiers are Al-Qatala soldiers or whether they are Russian soldiers or something else. However, throughout the intel, we will get a better picture of what is actually going on here and who the invading soldiers are. The next piece of intel starts off by saying Safi. That is who is being spoken to or written to. Just like the first one was to Mother, this one is to Safi. It says that the enemy is here. We will be overrun. I'm low on men, replaced a group we lost just yesterday. Supplies are scarce from the fighting in areas 5 and 6. Destroy site 3. Do not let the enemy find its destination. Use groups 6, 7, and 12. Do not hesitate. So this is when I started to get a better picture of what I believe is going on here. First of all, I think these are Al-Qatala soldiers writing these. I think Al-Qatala has invaded the homes and taken over areas. The enemies that they are talking about fighting refer to actually the good guys. In other words, people like Task Force 141 going in and trying to find out what is going on within this area. So this is supported when we see some of the future intel. This one is from Kate Laswell. It says, request immediate deployment of 3 Demon Dog squads to the Zaya Observatory, which is of course one of the Spec Ops missions. Al-Qatala is after stockpiles of munitions abandoned by Shadow Company operators. Primary objectives: secure munitions and the Zaya Observatory. This will give us a tactical advantage in the region and keep weapons out of Al-Qatala hands. From KL, aka Kate Laswell, or Watcher 1. So in other words, the people moving in on the Al-Qatala forces, like we just heard, are the good guys. It's the Demon Dogs sent from Kate Laswell. This next one is translated from Arabic, and it's clearly written from one Al-Qatala soldier to another. We get to hear the other side of things now that we heard Kate Laswell's side. It says, Abbasi? Yes, brother? What is taking so long? Get the launchers into position. We are moving as fast as we can. We must go faster, brother. Gunships are in the air. Again, referring to another one of the Spec Ops missions. For days, we have run supplies, moved launchers, dug trenches. My men are exhausted. What do you need then? Proper equipment and rest. Sleep is not an option. Start drinking all that coffee around you. We are. I came here to fight, not harvest beans. Okay, listen. Move the launchers so we can attack their gunships. Once we can move, we will get equipment to you. Yes, brother. Thank you. Now, there's a couple of things you need to pay attention to. First of all, this is kind of going through what happens in some of the Spec Ops missions. However, from this, we hear them repeatedly say, yes, brother. We are going to come back to that in a minute. Now, after this, we get a couple of different pieces of intel, some where we get to see some of the Al-Qatala equipment and vehicles, and we get to see the missile launchers that they just talked about as well. From this, we can't take too much information away until we go back to what they are saying once again. So this one is very clearly written by a leader, and it says, brothers, we are losing too many soldiers. Team 3 was wiped out. We lost 6, 7, and 12 at the observatory. This is talking about Kate Laswell's attack and the Demon Dogs. If we do not win the next battles, we will lose the war. We need immediate reinforcements to Zone 17. Send Team 9. They must not fail their mission. Now, this is where I want to point out. It appears as though some sort of leader is giving these orders. Now, it is a common Arabic thing to refer to the fellow soldiers as brothers. However, there is one scene within Modern Warfare 2019 I want to point out.
Thanks, Hadir.
Perfect for this distance. I'll spot for you, Alex.
We are brothers now. Make me proud.
Hadir states that they are brothers now. This happens at the exact time that Hadir and Alex really start fighting alongside each other, and Hadir trusts him as a fellow soldier, therefore referring to him. Again, a common thing in Arabic, but it gets stranger when you specifically look at that cutscene and something they very clearly pointed out within Modern Warfare 2019, and then we see it repeated over and over again from the general within the Spec Ops intel. Now, going back to the intel, we see an Arabic note written here, which the only thing you can make out from it is the 627. Seemingly, this is then translated to this, what we are seeing here, armory stock M4s, but then at the end, code is 627. This is actually a code that you have to use within the raid to get further intel that we're going to look at in a second here. Also, of course, it's a little bit of an Easter egg to Prisoner 627, which of course is who we know as Captain Price. We have a couple of other pieces of intel that of course refer to the raid. This was before the raid was even out. We see some images from inside the building. We also see some of the coded letters that we have to use within some of the puzzles inside the raid as well. But the last piece of intel we got before the raid was this. Yazir, come in. Go ahead, brother. You are in Zone 17, yes? Yes, setting up the servers now. ETA? 2 years? This hardware is ancient. We need it done today. Then get Abu Jamil here. He has more experience with this. He is in Zone 5. You will have to do this alone. Okay, but I will tell you, this hardware is easy to detect. Drones, satellites, any newer tech will find these fast. Understood. We just need it working as planned. Security will come later. I will radio when the job is done. Okay, brother. Now, without knowing any context and without knowing the raid, you wouldn't know what is going on here, but it appears as though Yazir is actually in the Satik Mountains in the area where we go into in the raid. He is saying that this is ancient hardware, probably from the Cold War era, and as we find out throughout the raid, it ends up being a missile launch site. he is trying to get it online as a last-ditch effort for Al-Qatala to do something with it, probably fire a missile and get some ground back in this war that they are fighting. Now, as Yazzer said there, this was easy to detect, and that's exactly what Kate Laswell did. She ends up sending in Echo 3-1, aka Alex, to figure out what is going on within these mountains. When he goes in, he is then captured, taken away. At this point, we don't know. So then she sends in Captain Price, Farah, and Gaz to rescue Alex and see what is going on inside of this area. That is essentially the intro cutscene that we see at the very beginning of the raid. So then we get into the raid intel where things get interesting. So first off, we have an image from inside the bunker, really not too much to take away from here. The next one is a message from Kate Laswell written to Echo 3-1, aka Alex. It says, 3-1, received intel on a hidden bunker in the Satik Mountains. Northeast hillside, hatchway leads underground. Need Echo team to gain access and recon the location. This could be what we've feared. Guard yourself for Urzikstan. So Kate Laswell is working with Urzikstan, sends Echo 3-1, aka Alex, into the bunker. Then we get the next message from Al-Qatala. This is a message from Jabur, who is sent to the leader of Al-Qatala, who we'll get back to in a second. It says, brothers, we were victorious in our mission. We killed many invaders and captured the ones we sought. Of course, that is referring to capturing Alex. The prisoners were taken to the embassy. They will be ready to instruct our teams. We await news of your success in the Satik. So basically, Jabur is saying they have captured Alex, they have taken him to the embassy, they left soldiers behind in the Satik Mountains, they are who you are fighting within the raid. So we kind of know based off of this that Alex is at the embassy. At least that's what it sounds like from here. The last piece of intel we have is simply about a chemical leak inside the bunker. Really not too much interesting there, really not too much to dive into. So why do I say that this is hinting at the return of Hadir? First of all, we see all of the soldiers referring to each other as brothers, just like Hadir did to Alex within Modern Warfare 2019. A small piece of evidence, but when you combine it with what we know from Modern Warfare 2019, we find out at the very end that the Russians were planning on getting Hadir out of jail. They were very interested in him as a leader of the Al-Qatala army.
Zakhaev wants Barkov's throne.
I almost buried him in Pripyat with Macmillan.
That was the father. This is the son, Victor.
Lovely family.
They're big fans of Hadir's.
Well, that would explain why he's still alive.
They're gonna get him out.
They then do this, and he returns, who I believe at that point is referred to as Khalid al-Assad, the Immortal Lion. There's a hint to this within the Modern Warfare 2019 campaign when you find out that Hadir's father called him the Little Lion, whereas Khalid al-Assad is known as the Immortal Lion.
My father called Hadir Shabal, the little lion.
These new killers are calling him the Immortal Lion, or Khaled al-Assad.
After this, once he is freed, he takes over the Al-Qatala army and starts working alongside the Russians. That is what we see throughout the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, the Russians working with Al-Qatala. We also know somehow Vladimir Makarov is mixed up in this mess as well, and I think that is where the story is going to move going forward. Hadir is going to be revealed as Khalid al-Assad, he is going to be working alongside Viktor Zakhaev, and whether that happens within Modern Warfare 3 or later on in the raids, that is where I think this is going, and that is where I think the story of Modern Warfare is going as well. But as I said at the beginning, it's just a small bit of evidence. If you disagree with it, feel free to let me know down in the comments. If you enjoy these type of story videos, want to see more, the best way to show me is by hitting that like button. And if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe, have notifications on, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are real.